On October 2nd, 2025, what should have been a straightforward domestic call turned into a slow, ugly lesson in control when officers responded to a home where a husband was doing everything he could to keep his wife from leaving on simple terms. He was calm, articulate, and full of legal language, but the longer he talked, the clearer it became that none of it was really about solving the problem. It was about dragging it out, keeping the upper hand, and making sure she could not leave without going through him first. Taking just 2 seconds to hit that like button means the absolute world to me, and it truly helps this channel continue bringing you these detailed breakdowns.
Let's go see if you'll open the door for us.
And while I was on the call with her, he was rubbing himself against the house, so I just told the officer.
Okay. Yeah, they may do that. So he shouldn't otherwise have a meeting part. Corey, this is the Bloomingdale Police Department. You have to come out and talk to us. We need to figure out what's going on.
Corey, if you do not come out, you'll have a warrant for your arrest. All right. Easy enough.
Go get it.
You want the warrant for your arrest?
Yeah, I'll talk to you through my door, but I'm not coming out to talk to you.
Okay. Well, do you want to tell us what happened this morning?
Well, so what happened?
She explained to you her story. I'm going to give you mine.
Sure.
Unfortunately, she's a narcissistic liar.
Okay.
And so
I'm not going to open your door, but I can't see you. So
yeah,
I want
that's
to.
good.
I want
I'm
to.
not going to allow you to open my door. I didn't invite you in, and unless you have a warrant to come get me, you can't come in my house. So
Okay.
I know my rules, dude.
No, I get it, and that's why I didn't break down your door to go get you. I knocked on the door.
Fucking countersuing you.
Yep.
You know it exactly.
Yeah.
Dude.
So we just want to figure out what happened.
Exactly. What happened is I had an awful night with my wife. She's a narcissist. I woke up upset, and she can't deal with emotions or anything, so she blows up on me. And then she pokes and pokes and then gets a reaction out of me, and this is what happens. That black car doesn't have a sticker on the plate, so I don't feel like getting a ticket. You know what I'm saying? I want to use the Dodge.
Hey, can we just talk to him for a second?
Yeah, can they talk to me now without interrupting? Thank you.
Go ahead.
I want to drive to the gym so I could go burn off some steam, right? Now she has both sets of the Dodge keys. She's holding one of them hostage, and one of them she claims she put in there and there's no key. I've been stomping around all morning looking for it. My mother lives here, retired woman. Ask her, I've been looking all morning for the keys that she's holding hostage in the waistband of her pants. This is ridiculous.
Is that the only car you guys have that works?
That's the only car that I have that is legal up to date that I won't drive home, like down the street and get issued a citation.
Okay.
So understandable, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I've already gotten a ticket in Bloomingdale. I know you guys are.
Yeah, we're kind of active. So,
yeah.
But what happened this morning aside from you looking for the keys?
I mouthed off and I said a lot of and then she bum rushed me at the door, and I put my hands like this, and she fell over, and I tried to grab the keys from her waistband.
I was screaming at
my back and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not pressing charges or anything. You don't need to see them or anything, but
Well, the problem is that if she has marks on her.
Okay, then she could press charges and come back with the warrant. Then that's what I'm saying. We could save ourselves a lot of conversation here. I'm not coming out of the house to voluntarily say I did anything. That's my story. That's hers. There was no witness to it.
Okay.
My mother was outside, and she screams bloody murder and plays this victim all the time. Look up her records. Every relationship she's been in, she's a police caller for some odd reason, and there's never any physical evidence.
So you're saying that there's no physical...
None whatsoever. I swear on my children.
Okay.
So we can argue that in court, whatever you got to do, but I'm not responsible for anything on that woman. She's a narcissist, and she's up, and she will do.
Okay.
She was outside threatening my kids about having an escape plan and this and that while I'm in here talking to my elderly mom, drinking a cup of coffee, saying, "Hey mom, you see where the keys went?" This is like, I know you're only being told what she told you, and you're taking
we're
my
only
story,
here.
so I understand.
We're trying to make sense of it.
Right, you're trying to make sense of it. That's my story. That's hers. Whatever you guys got.
Can she leave? Is there any way for her to leave?
Go ahead. I've been telling her to go since last night, dude.
Does she have a
She
key
has the
for a
only
car?
keys to that Dodge.
Okay.
Is the Jeep in the way? Like
The Jeep's in the way now, but during the process of her flipping out and throwing my around, now those keys are gone.
I'm gonna go in.
I'm not gonna go in.
We're not gonna bum rush the door.
You can't, dude. I'll sue the out of you guys.
You're right. That's fine. She can leave the door if she wants to leave the door open.
Nah, there's mosquitoes. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna stand right here.
She wants to leave the door open. Just leave the door open for 5 minutes.
It's not your house or her house to make that decision.
It
It's
is
my house.
It is my house.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna stay right here.
There you go. You see? That's the key
Okay.
to the car that she
was my
doesn't
fault.
have. That she doesn't have.
Okay. So, just to make sure I understand. So you were
I was
upset about the keys.
I was asking for the keys because I was trying to leave the house.
Okay.
She had a bunch of, explicitive things to say to me.
Okay.
Kept pushing in the entryway of the door, where she proceeded to shove the bag with the computer that she's looking for now at me. So God knows where that went.
Okay. Which door? This front door here?
No,
or-
interior house. You can't see it because you
Okay.
can't come in.
But like a bedroom door or something like that?
Into the back room, yeah.
Okay.
And which I fell over.
Okay.
So which car is she taking at this point?
Whatever one she has keys to.
Okay. If it's not the Jeep.
The green one doesn't work. It doesn't have plates on it.
Okay.
The black one is being brought in to get just sold. So that's why it doesn't have any active sticker on it.
Got it.
We're married. Everything is our name on everything here. So she's acting like it's just her car. But ironically, it's both of our houses, but it's just
Whose car is that? That's your
That's my
mom's car?
mother's car.
Okay. So
The
she
black
takes
one
one. If she takes one, the Durango, I'm guessing, is what she has keys to.
Yeah, she has keys to the Durango.
How are we gonna move the Jeep?
I don't know. Tow truck, maybe? I don't know where the keys are at.
I mean, you could at least go through the grass. I guess it's your house, so
Yeah,
we won't.
right on. Just
All right,
she
well-
manage that. Sorry, guys.
No, we'll take this report.
Yeah.
Call us if you need us. All right.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be calling you if she comes back. I wouldn't like her to go back. I know she lives here. But every time she shows up, I'm going to call for police escort if you guys don't mind.
Oh.
I know. I'm going to come talk to you guys. Let me put some shoes on. I'm going to come talk because I don't want her to leave the house with the car. I
Well-
need the car too. It's the only functioning one. She works from home.
Yeah.
She works from home. I need to leave. So that's a major issue. You know what
Well,
I'm
so
saying?
if you leave, are you gonna leave and not come back for a while, or
I'm
what?
going to leave and come back when I want. It's my house. I paid a mortgage on.
Sure. Well, so that's the issue. Is that I think.
I'm gonna leave and do my thing and probably not come back till much later tonight when my kids come home from school.
Okay.
I don't want to be around this, but unfortunately, she's holding these keys hostage. I don't want. My mom has to go to Skokie to take care of a 103-year-old woman. Okay, I don't want to take her car because she's refusing to give me the one set of keys that she hasn't lost to this car. It's not an unreasonable ask. I'm not asking her to park the river. She has to sit at a desk in the back office. Work anyway.
Well, you gotta
She
see.
doesn't have to go to work anyway.
You gotta see it from our, like, we can't tell you to take the car and tell her not to because you guys technically
But you
both
also
own
can't
it.
Tell her to take the car and me not to.
Yeah, but we
Vice
can't.
versa, right? It
Yes,
goes both ways.
we. Well, we could. Whoever has access to the car, they could take it wherever.
Okay, so what if I'm just going to work on the car? Then I'm going to do something in the car and I have access to it. Does that work then? Like if I go sit in my car, then I have access to it, right?
Technically.
Okay.
Unlocked.
Technically. We're all on technicalities here.
It's all technicalities, dude.
Who has the keys for the Jeep?
That's my Jeep. I have them somewhere. She lost them in the process of this. Sorry, buddy. I'm not going to allow you access to the car. There's no point in asking. I'm occupied. I forgot to lock it when you hit the key. Sidewalk here.
You guys can stay until I say.
This is a peaceful protest. I'm not going to let her drive over my lawn, so I'm going to stand in front of the car. If she hits me with the car, then that's assault on me with a vehicle, right? There you go. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken this one.
What's up?
Shouldn't have taken this car.
We don't have a choice.
I know.
We don't really have a choice of where to go. I wish we did.
Hey, I'm gonna stand in front of you every time you try to hit the car. Peaceful protest, dude. If you hit me with the car, then that's hit you with manslaughter, assault, whatever. I'm gonna press charges.
One Lincoln 2. Can you copy another plate?
That car's in mine there. If I could find the keys to this car, you want me to let her take it?
I mean, no, because then if you call and say, hey,
Yeah,
she stole my car and then make a report for theft.
Exactly.
Then no.
I'm just checking your
No.
references here, dude. That's all.
Copy that.
So my rights to stand in front of this vehicle are what? I just can't touch the vehicle, but if she pushes it into me, then that's an assault on me.
Dude, you are running on technicalities. Yeah, technically, yeah. I mean, you have every right to stand on your grass.
Yeah.
She has every right to destroy her grass.
Right.
Technically.
But she doesn't have every right to hit me with the vehicle.
Yes.
Okay.
What are we
I'm
doing?
sorry, dude. I know all the loopholes and the laws. I know exactly what I'm going to do here. Go ahead, try to move. I'm going to stand in front of the car.
I don't really know which way to go about it. Huh?
You're not getting the right.
If she goes the other way,
I know my fucking laws.
they could say that he's not allowed on their property. So she goes to the right.
Yeah, but he also has a sliver of that, so he can stand in front of it. Yeah, but how is she going to push him through? That's the problem. Is he getting arrested? Because that would solve our issues.
That's true. He is outside now.
Just gotta bring kind of Levi and probably another party if we have one.
Yeah, where's that?
I was gonna, but she ignored me like a fucking.
Well, I mean, right now, with the situation being what it is.
It's all good. I changed my mind.
Okay.
You don't know you're gonna get it. On someone when they live in the same house, because she can't file order of protection on me, considering that this is a report. There's nothing that's going through here, right?
Well, so if she gets the order of protection, then you would be required to stay away for,
24 hours.
well, so for domestic battery, it's 3 days. But then if you get an order of protection, then no, you can't come back to the residence.
Okay. But domestic battery is also a charge where you have to be charged with that, correct?
Yeah, but order of protection is something separate.
Right, but I'm not charged with domestic battery.
No, not at this time.
She's trying to get an order of protection. So what I'm asking you is, if she goes and gets an order of protection, how long do I have to stay out of my house, if I have to at all?
While the order is in place.
Okay. And on average, how long is an order of protection? 1 to 3 days, if I remember correctly, something like that?
No, so an emergency order of protection lasts about 2 weeks, and then there's a hearing. And so then then there's a hearing for a plenary,
Okay.
and then that can last up to, I believe, 2 years.
Okay. And then with an order of protection, I don't understand. So who comes and serves that to me?
The sheriff's office.
The sheriff's office? And if I don't receive that paperwork from them, then it's just not received by my end.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Thank you. Sheriffs can't enter a home unlawfully to serve an order of protection.
No.
You have to knock on the door and hand it to the person, the recipient that actually receives it, right? So there you go. You know what was it? All it would have taken was you to talk to me like a human being, and I would have moved this car for you, and you could have had yours. Now you're not getting any of that. Go get your order of protection. I'm going to lock myself in this house, and they're never going to be able to get in this house.
Huh?
The officers had a good day.
Yeah.
Tell Gino I said hello.
You might as well just get a warrant. So you got to give us a second, because this is more of a issue than than it needed to be.
The technicalities. I got no issues providing this vehicle, but I've been spoken to in a demeaning manner, ignored and stuff, so I got some really harsh feelings. So you have to excuse me, I'm not very participative right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing personal against you two. You guys seem like awesome people.
So we're just trying to keep the peace as much as we can.
100%.
Sure. But you have to come to the station. Hang out at the station for a little bit. Once we are done there, we go to the court. Does that make sense?
And then I'll have to document just the injuries to you. So if there's any other marks or scratches, there's like some scratches. I think those are probably from your.
Yeah, it was
your
red
face.
when we came.
Is it?
It is.
The new
It's like-
exports?
It's newer corporate gym, but it's
Yeah.
filthy. Like if you had to use the washroom, you'd be better off using the parking lot.
Using what?
The parking lot.
It was nice. Didn't they just open not too long ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looked like it would be nice. And I mean, I remember even like when export was the latest and greatest. And so you'd go to like the new exports and that would be nice, but then eventually it would
I think
not be great.
Those big new corporate gyms, I think it's like only a matter of time before you get like oversold memberships and then just people crap all over them.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard because with the ones that are open 24 hours, it's hard for them to clean them because someone's always there. So I think that's what it is.
This one closes like for 3 hours overnight,
Okay.
supposedly for deep cleaning.
Okay.
You could see sweat on machines from the day before. So,
Oh.
I doubt that there's any deep cleansing going on.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we did instruct her not to talk to you.
Oh,
just
okay. No
so
problem.
that's part of
And
why.
if she's not going to talk, then I'm not going to move it. I was
Yeah.
going to move it, but that's all good.
Okay. We don't want things to escalate, so we didn't want things to escalate, so that's why we told her not to talk to you. That's usually
I'm not going to let her drive it over the grass and my curb.
so. If you want to move it,
Because even though her name is the only one on the car, I also have paid for this car, and I don't feel like paying for the fucking fender if she rips it off driving it over the car. But if she wants to rip it like that, I mean, it's her car, I guess. I don't know.
She's willing to sign complaints, but he keeps walking back and forth, and I didn't want to try to put him in custody with us two here. So we gotta
He's not
try
gonna
to.
move his car?
He was going to, and then he wasn't going to, and then he was going to, and at this point she has marks on her hand, and she had a huge mark on her forehead that she said he pressed her against the fireplace.
What's his problem?
The mom said it's up and down. She said she's willing to sign complaints for domestic battery.
Okay.
So I want to try to. He wouldn't let us in the house. He wouldn't talk to us. He wouldn't come outside. Finally came outside, and then he's been outside now, and he said he's going to stand in front of the car and he's not going to let her drive away. So try to talk to him to go peacefully, but I don't know if he's going to.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, I mean, worst case scenario, we could get a warrant, but yeah. All right, Corey. So try to follow me here, okay?
Okay.
Based on what we see, there's a domestic that occurred today, right? We have to do certain things because of the domestic.
Okay.
If there's people that want to sign complaints, we have to do certain things.
Right, I got you.
So today, you're going to come with us to the station. We're going to do the reports. You're going to be booked for domestic battery, and then this could all get sorted out. If you guys aren't going to live together, you won't live together. But as of today, this is what's happening.
Can I go get my shoes on?
We will get your shoes because we can't let you back in the house.
All right, can I get
man?
a shirt too?
Yeah. All right.
Mom, can you come get me, please?
I mean, this is enough room. This
Yeah,
one?
but This shoulder has a torn labor. Can I have a t-shirt, please?
I will throw two on you.
I don't need two. I just want one.
Okay, well then this one's got to stay because if I loosen it anymore, then it's going to move out.
I got it.
All right, man. Can someone go grab you a shirt? Or can
You want me to
Roseanne
walk
grab
you
you
up
a
in
shirt?
there? I can
No,
walk.
I mean, we're going to need some sandals for you.
Yeah, there should be right there by the front.
By the front?
Yeah.
Can your mom grab them?
Yeah, Mom, grab my phone too?
Anything will work.
Yeah. Ma. Come get me out of here, Mom. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Corey, do you want me to tell my dad that
Can we walk to the car? We'll just hide you in the car so that we don't have neighbors staring at you. I'll bring you your sandals and your shirt. And then we'll talk through this at the
Do
station.
I get the bond out today?
So we'll go through all that. So
can I buy
Yeah.
the house?
Okay.
we'll get you processed quickly.
Okay.
You got it.
This one?
Yeah, I got like kids to ridiculous. And if that's the case, I'm gonna have you take pictures of me, and I'd like to follow. Thank you very much.
It's if you sit sideways and not on the handcuffs, it won't bother your shoulder as much. Try to sit sideways facing the window.
What makes this one so uncomfortable is that the man never really loses his composure. He is not the loudest person in the clip. He is not slurring, raging, or obviously out of control. In some ways, that makes him harder to watch, because what you are seeing here is not chaos, it is control, a very specific kind of control. The kind that hides behind calm speech, technical language, and just enough politeness to make itself sound reasonable to outsiders. That is why this footage lands with people. The more he talks, the worse he sounds. Not because he slips up in some dramatic way, but because every sentence reveals the same thing. This man is not trying to end the conflict. He is trying to manage it in a way that keeps him in charge. He starts from the safest possible position. She is the narcissist. She is the liar. She always does this. She provoked him. She is threatening escape plans. She is calling police again. He is just the rational one having coffee with his mother, looking for keys, trying to go to the gym and calm down. That framing is not accidental. It is the classic opening move of someone who wants police to step into his story before they can step into the reality of the house. If he can define her as unstable first, then everything he does afterward can be presented as reasonable reaction instead of controlling behavior. That is the whole game from the start, and it is a pretty manipulative game. Because once you listen closely, his story keeps showing you the same contradiction over and over. He says he wants her to leave. He says he has been telling her to go since the night before. He says he does not want to be around her. But then he is furious about the car, furious about the keys, furious about her taking anything, furious about not getting access, furious enough that he is willing to physically station himself in front of the vehicle and openly workshop with police how to use technicalities to keep her from leaving. That is not the behavior of a man trying to create distance. That is the behavior of a man trying to keep a hand on the exit. That is why the audience response is so strong. He is doing that very recognizable thing where someone sounds calm enough to fool a stranger for 30 seconds, but the emotional logic underneath it is completely rotten. He wants her gone, but not freely gone. He wants her out, but not with access to what she needs. He wants her separated from him, but only under terms he controls. That kind of contradiction is one of the easiest ways to spot coercive behavior. The stated goal and the actual behavior do not match. The mouth says, leave. The conduct says, not unless I control how, when, and with what. Legally that matters because domestic cases are rarely decided by who sounds more polished in the first 5 minutes. They turn on signs of force, fear, access, injuries, intimidation, and who is trying to exert control over whom. And his own words keep drifting into that territory. He describes putting his hands up and her falling. He admits trying to grab keys from her waistband. He admits getting angry and stomping around. He spends a huge amount of time asking about orders of protection, service, access to the home, time limits, and whether he has technically been served or technically can be excluded. That is not the language of somebody focused on repairing the relationship or even safely separating. It is the language of somebody thinking 3 chess moves ahead about how to keep leverage after the fight is over. That's the part that really gives him away. Most genuinely overwhelmed people talk about what happened. He talks about procedure, about loopholes, about service, about who can tell whom to take which car, about whether he can stand in front of the car, about whether getting hit by the car would become assault, about who has access, who has possession, what counts, what does not count, and which rule can be used next. He is not really asking the police for peace. He is asking them to help him map out the edges of permissible harassment. And that is why the technicalities line hits so well. One of the officers basically says it out loud, "You are running on technicalities." Exactly, he is. That is his whole method. Not, how do we calm this down? Not, how do we get her out safely? Not, how do we make sure nobody gets hurt? His instinct is, what can I still legally do to make this difficult? That kind of mentality is exhausting to live with. It is the logic of a person who experiences relationships as systems to exploit, not bonds to protect. Psychologically, he comes off like the kind of man who mistakes verbal fluency for moral clarity. He sounds practiced, quick, slightly smug, always ready with an answer, always ready to reframe, always ready to tell police that he knows the rules, knows his rights, knows the loopholes, knows how service works, knows how orders are enforced, knows how jointly owned property works, knows what can and cannot be done without a warrant. But that kind of fluency can hide something ugly, an inability to relate to another person without trying to dominate the structure around them. He does not seem interested in fairness unless fairness happens to preserve his control. The wife's side of the story is mostly filtered through the officers, but even through that limited angle, the shape of the situation is pretty clear. She has marks. She is willing to sign complaints. She is trying to leave. The officers are trying to get her away from him and keep things from escalating. Meanwhile, he is still outside, still orbiting the cars, still calculating access, still trying to prevent movement, still centering his inconvenience over her need to get out. That is what makes the whole encounter feel so toxic. The conflict is already over in the emotional sense, but he is still fighting for positional dominance. And honestly, that is where a lot of viewers are going to feel the strongest reaction. Not at the domestic battery allegation itself, but at the personality behind it. Because plenty of people recognize this archetype instantly. The guy who sounds composed to outsiders and impossible in private, the guy who can explain anything except his own effect on other people, the guy who makes every disagreement into an exhausting procedural maze. The guy who can make a simple act like leaving the house feel like escaping a courtroom crossed with a hostage negotiation. You do not need to diagnose him to feel how draining that must be. 2 minutes of him is exhausting. Living with him would be brutal. There is also something telling in the way he keeps pulling his mother into the background of the story. Elderly mom. Mom saw this. Mom needs her car. Mom can confirm. Mom can bring items. On the surface, it sounds innocent. In context, it feels like one more way of expanding the emotional terrain so that everything becomes harder, stickier, more layered, more loaded. That is part of how controlling people operate. They do not just create a direct conflict, they build a whole ecosystem around the conflict so leaving becomes logistically and emotionally expensive. The officers, to their credit, seem to see through most of it. They do not get seduced by how articulate he is. They do not reward the loophole talk. They keep bringing the situation back to its actual core. There was a domestic incident, there are injuries, complaints are being signed, and he is not helping by continuing to escalate around the vehicle. That calm recognition matters, because one of the easiest mistakes in calls like this is to confuse well-spoken with credible. He is very well-spoken. He is also transparently manipulative. Those are not opposites. In fact, in domestic situations, they often travel together. And then there is the really ugly part. His own words suggest he is familiar with this territory. The discussion about orders of protection is too quick, too comfortable, too procedural. He is not hearing this information like a man shocked that the state might intervene in his home. He is hearing it like somebody reviewing old material. That is why the line about, if I remember correctly, on time frames, makes people react. It sounds lived in. It sounds practiced. Whether that is because of prior relationships, prior threats, prior police contact, or just obsessive legal posturing, it does not help him. It makes him sound exactly like what people already suspect. A repeat manipulator who has learned to treat domestic conflict as a system to game. What keeps the whole thing from sounding abstract is the car standoff. That is the concrete image that says more than all his words. He is literally talking through how to stand in front of the car, how to force a confrontation if she tries to leave, how to make her movement legally risky, how to turn her attempt to get away into his opportunity to claim victimhood. That is not a misunderstanding. That is a plan. A childish, spiteful, dangerous plan, but still a plan. And when someone is actively strategizing about how to physically place their body in front of another person's route out, the relationship is already telling you exactly what it is. The arrest almost feels secondary by that point. It is important, of course, but emotionally the clip is already decided before the cuffs go on. You already know who this guy is. The arrest just formalizes what the rest of the footage has been showing in slow motion. He is not a trapped innocent trying to speak carefully. He is a controlling man who thought he could talk his way around consequences the same way he seems to talk his way around ordinary boundaries. And that is why the ending lands the way it does. He does not get taken in because police were charmed and then suddenly change their minds. He gets taken in because once the facts are lined up, his polished delivery no longer matters. Marks matter, complaints matter, domestic dynamics matter, the fact that he would not come out matters, the fact that he kept escalating around the car matters, his own words matter. When the officers finally tell him he is coming with them, it feels less like a dramatic twist and more like the inevitable end of a man who had mistaken verbal control for actual control. This is one of those clips where the most dangerous thing on screen is not rage. It is composure without empathy. That combination fools people all the time. Calm voice, tidy logic, legal phrases, controlled posture, and underneath it all, a person who still cannot let another human being leave without turning it into a contest. That is the part worth noticing. Not just that he is manipulative, but how functional and practiced the manipulation feels. That is what makes him sound less like a man having one bad morning and more like a problem wherever he goes.